Start the record.
I started it.
Good evening, good morning, John. It is Maundy Thursday, and I have been pitancing away.
For the listener, I received a text message from Timothy of the FitzHigham and just said, we must dispatch. I'll be wearing the pittancer outfit. And then I was going to inquire for more details, and I went, no, we will save it for the dispatch.
It's pretty good, isn't it?
It really is. Here's the thing that I like about, because I love a dress up and I love a uniform. I love a uniform. It's really difficult because I am for defunding the police, but I love their dress. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know if you can see that's the three swans.
Lovely. Okay, but let's go back up to the hat quickly. The feather, what is the origin of the feather?
I think it's ostrich. I mean, I'm going to go with ostrich.
Yeah, no, it's a good feather to have.
Maybe a type of goose.
Do you remember being a boy and you just find bird feathers in parks and in wooded areas? You don't see bird feathers anymore.
Oh, I do.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe it's because you live in a city, John.
Yeah, that makes sense. There's many a flock of crows that are always circling my building.
Ah, but do crows? They don't leave stuff. Crows, they like to take it, don't they?
When they're coming to take the soul, they leave a feather behind, so you know.
Well, I don't know that. I mean, that's a good point.
Yeah. Anyway, so the hat, and now that is affixed with some sort of red bow I'm seeing.
Yes, there's a natty red bow there. That's what fixes that on. And then we've got the full on. It's sort of like it's got big puff, 1980s pop star sleeves, and then some serious swans on my tummy.
How am I sounding? Am I sounding nice?
Yeah, lovely.
Very good. Good. All right, now the swans on the belly. Now I thought it was only one swan the monk was supposed to find, or
three swans, John. Three.
It had to be three.
Got to be three on a river bend. Yep, absolutely critical.
And is that because of the Holy Trinity, the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost swan?
I don't know. Maybe it's Mr. Swan and Mrs. Swan with little.
Also
baby
possible.
swan.
Yeah, very good. Perhaps they're brothers and sisters. Now, another question. For this hat.
Lady swans.
How does it do getting the rain off of the face? I feel like this would not prevent much rain on the face.
I don't think rain was their first consideration.
But this is, again, the fascinating thing about England is rain is so often not considered and yet is a constant factor of life.
Yeah, I mean, this is velvet. So
the velvet should not be.
No, that's velvet. Yeah, velvet there and a bit of felt there. So yeah.
Felt and velvet should not reach your shores because it would be useless. It would be good for maybe 3 weeks of the year. And there's velvet in Scotland, which is mind-melting to me. What are you doing? Unless it's for an Elvis, a portrait, then...
You're upset about that, aren't you? I can sense it.
I don't like fabric inefficiency because I like dressing up in like layers and stuff like that. And I hate when I have you have like a suede jacket. You can't wear that in Britain because the water is going to ruin the suede.
Well, I mean, except on the one day when it doesn't rain.
I know, but then the jacket is taking up closet space that could be used for a better worn jacket.
You have some very, very specific gripes, don't you?
I do. I like it. I like a complaint, but I like it to be unique.
And really specific.
Yeah. So how often do you?
I feel that maybe your complaints come with sub clauses.
As all should.
I think I quite like the.
I like that too. It shows a conscientiousness. It also makes it seem like you're sort of windswept and ridiculous.
Windswept and interesting, John. Not ridiculous. This is not a ridiculous outfit. This is what the handsome Tudor gentleman would have,
We're not going to go through there. So you have the three swans on your belly.
I have a little bag for the money. That's got the Selby badge on it. That's got the three swans on it as well. Good. But the service went ahead this morning in Selby Abbey, and I joined the service via the medium of Zoom because obviously there's still restrictions going on. So
Very
I
good.
was
Yes.
like this.
So take everyone through just what the service was, just to catch everyone up, because we've thrown a lot of information at the listener. Go ahead.
Okay. So there's a Maundy Thursday service in the Abbey, in Selby Abbey, every Maundy Thursday.
And Maundy Thursday means?
Today, Thursday before Easter. And normally I would go up and I would be in the service and I would sit on my little special chair and I would go and give my special pound. And
You've never mentioned that there's a special chair.
Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't mention that.
It's okay.
So normally all of that would happen and I'd be physically there. This year I wasn't able to go there because of the COVID, but they very kindly put me on a Zoom screen and the Abbey service on a Zoom screen, and then they wired me into the entire Abbey sound system. So at the end of the service, I was able to do my pittencing job and talk to the congregation live, which was really lovely. It was really nice.
Really fun.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. So I basically got to say hello, and I'm doing my pittencing, and I can't be there. Here's some eggs. I've got a pound. How are you? And all that stuff. And all the congregation were waving, and I was waving to them. And it was because Selby Abbey is so vast that you can really easily socially distance everybody, because it's such a massive abbey that you can just put people at easily 2 meters away from each other, which was kind of cool. So yeah, it was really nice. It was a good morning, very good morning of pittencing action, and it happened. So it's another year of the 700-year history of pittencers.
I'm now going to ask, any Benedictine monks break COVID regulation? The streak continues.
It's pittencer, another one up for the pittencer, and another lose for the Benedictines. Once again, no Benedictines showed, none turned up, and it was a win-win for the pittencer.
Do you still arrive with cheese and eggs just in case?
Yeah, always have it on standby. Yeah.
Now,
drains are fine. Drains are fine.
Trains are fine.
The drains, they're fine.
I was about to ask about the drain, and also the roof. Do you have to check the roof?
The roof's pretty good. There's a roof appeal going on, so that's that's in process.
Well, it is a church. Like, I mean, do you know how my family became Anglican?
I don't know that story.
My grandfather moved his family from Montreal to Ottawa and then walked around his neighborhood looking at all the roofs of the churches because he was not paying for another church to have a new roof. The newest roof was the Anglican church, and he went, "We're Anglican now."
Wow. I mean, that's practical and religious at the same time.
If anything describes the Church of England, it is that level of pragmatism right there.
So he literally shows it on the roof.
Shows it on the roof.
Got to find one way of doing it, and looking up to the heavens and thinking that roof's not leaking is probably a very good way.
I didn't even think of that aspect to it. That is, it brought him closer to God because he could look up and go, "Oh, God's love has yet to penetrate this roof. Perfect. I won't need to pay for it when it does."
Exactly. That's exactly right. Now I've got questions for you.
Very good.
As well. And in this dispatch of ours. I mean, firstly, it's Maundy Thursday and it's April Fool's Day. Did you have a nice April Fool's Day?
I have so far had a nice April Fool's Day. Because of the time zone difference, it's very early in my April Fool's, but I've yet to get any pranks yet. I think I'll be all right.
Yeah. It's weird in COVID, isn't it?
It is. I'm not a prank guy.
Have you ever done any April Fool pranks?
No.
No. Okay.
No. I remember one person told me once, they called me very early in the morning, went, "There's a rabbit in your backyard." And I went, "Is there?" And they went, "April Fools." And I went,
yeah, I mean, that's not the best effort, is it?
What about you? Any April Fool's pranks? Oh, jeeps.
I was staying with a friend once, and and their parents, and I put a sign at the end of the driveway saying "free cream teas," and a sign and an arrow going up to their house. And me and my friend didn't tell the parents, and they just were baffled by how all morning people were like rolling up at the front door and asking for tea, and they didn't rumble it. That was quite a good one. They're increasingly baffled by the amount of people driving up the driveway and asking for tea. That was a good one. I enjoyed that. I've served up a variety of foods that are not the food that they should be. For example, instead of hot chocolate, I've served hot, I don't know, Marmite. Would you know what that is? Bovril?
Yes, of course. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I used to play, I've played a game more than once at summer camps called Chocolate or Marmite.
Ah, there you go. So that would be an April Fool thing I've done in the past.
Definitely. Yeah, and you tell they can't smell it. They literally have to, when it's revealed, you have to just take a spoon of whichever plate you think it is. And usually they pick Marmite, usually because sometimes both plates are Marmite.
Oh, the double bluff. Very good. Now, John, the other thing I wanted to talk about with you is, of the phalanx of emails that we've sent out, how's it going?
Not one response.
Not what? Not the school, not the church,
No.
the gravel company, the garden centre.
Especially not the garden center, and especially not the gravel company. So you know what that calls for?
What?
Follow-up emails. My favorite.
Follow-up emails. Definitely.
My favorite of all follow-ups.
Can I tell you something though, John? Because I've got some very, very exciting information for you.
Go ahead.
Well, what I did is I went a bit off piste. So what I did is I realized that we were having absolutely no responses, and I was terrified because in the last dispatch you said, if we don't get any responses, this project is in real trouble. And I thought to myself, how are we not getting responses from nobody? What's going on? So I started doing a bit of thinking and a bit of looking around, and I kind of worked out that a lot of businesses are shut in that part of Canada.
Of course, because of the lockdown. Yeah, they're in the gray zone or the red zone.
Exactly. So I wondered if they hadn't received the emails, maybe because they'd gone to the business email, like info at, and therefore hadn't been opened. So you remember the nice community secretary lady that I found on the Greater Napanee website?
Yes.
Brianna Clement. Well, I did a bit of digging around, John, and I found another email for her. I found a second email for her. So I just took our form letter and I resent it to the other email that I'd found for her. And would you believe it? Within like 20 minutes, she'd come back. Yeah.
No.
So we got the response. I'm going to read it to you. I sent her the thing. I'm John and Tim. You're John. I'm Tim. That's right. Yeah. John Hastings, Tim FitzHigham. And we're podcasters and broadcasters, and we love beans and all that stuff. And she then came back and she said, "Hi, Tim. I'm sorry for the late response, but we will try our best to help you. I have spoken with my co-worker, Emma Kimmett, who I've CC'd on this email, and she has received your deputation request and has you scheduled for our April the 13th council meeting as a deputation to the council." So we're in. We didn't know that, but we're in. If you have any documents you want to include or have further questions leading up to the 13th, Emma is available to help you. Thank you again for reaching out, she says. Brianna.
We have a double thank you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good sign, mate. That's a very good sign.
So excited I was by this that I thought I'd quickly follow it up without being able to get hold of you. So I sent her an email back asking, is there a councillor that is on the Greater Napanee Town Council that is responsible for Selby? And she got back to me again straight away and said, "Hi, Tim, that would be Councillor Dave Pinnell Jr. of Ward 3. Here's our council page, and you can find the link to email him directly." So I said, "Thank you," and I'll send him an email. So what I've done is I have then emailed the local councillor, Dave Pinnell Jr. Of Selby, Ontario, Canada, and I'm yet to hear back from him.
But that doesn't matter because got a name. We got a name. We got it in. This is very exciting.
We've got a gig at the council meeting, and we've got the local councillor name of the and we know, by the way, on his biography page, it says he likes water-based sports and golf. So two big likes for Dave Pinnell Jr. are water sport, boat stuff, and golf.
Let me ask you this: what else can be found in water? The swans that go in water.
True story. Maybe he likes the swans. Yeah, that's nice.
You see, the ins continue.
Really nice. Yeah,
this is very exciting. I can't believe it. I mean, I'm so happy about this. I was unsure what we were going to talk about, and then you dropped this absolute hammer. Oh, that's very exciting stuff. Very good stuff. Now, I wonder, because okay, so if they, this is all very, I don't even know how to respond. I
mean,
love that you kept,
you're basically in bits, aren't you? I can see.
I love that you kept all of this from me, because I was actually growing a bit like, how do we, I guess we're gonna have to start cold calling, but now we don't need to do any of that because we're in with the city councilor. We'll be on the city council.
When I said that, when I found the second email address for Brianna, my best plan at that point was to get your mum on the phone and get your mum to go to Selby and just genuinely throw herself on the mercy of Selby. That was the only plan I had.
Technically, the plan would have actually been I would have employed one of my uncles or aunts that is in Ottawa, that's closer, to head over. But now that all of that is moot because we have our in. Oh,
we've got Brianna and we've got Emma
Brianna,
and we've got Dave Pennell Jr.
And we have David Pennell Jr. and we have the city council.
And we've got the meeting on the 13th. Yeah. Now that brings me round to it might be a good idea if we send something so the councillors have got something in a hard copy.
And what do we want?
Does that seem like a plan?
That sounds like a plan. I just don't know what would we send?
Well, I wonder if we just make a little document up that sort of says who we are, what we're doing, and maybe a couple of cheerful pictures of Selby Abbey.
I love that idea.
Perhaps.
Is there a photo of you in the Pittenser outfit?
In Selby Abbey.
In Selby Abbey, yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Perfect. Send that.
Yeah.
We have to send that. It's perfect evidence. Look who we are. Who are you?
Yeah.
That's what we could write. This is who we are. Who are you?
Yeah. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah. So if I find the pictures and then we do what we did before, like with the letters.
Yeah.
But we're going to need to get a wiggle on because obviously we haven't got long before the paperwork needs to go to Brianna and Emma.
I think that's a brilliant idea. I'll draft that this evening and send it to you.
You excited?
I'm very excited. I'm just like, what do we include in that? Yeah, I'll take that email. I'll work it into just so you're aware, here's what the project is.
I think the form letter is a good place to start, isn't it?
That's what I was just going to take the form letter and kind of give it a zhuzh. Yeah. Send it to you. You put the photos of Selby Abbey in there.
Yeah.
And then we're ready to go.
Yeah. I think it's exciting.
This is very exciting. And even better, wholly unnecessary, which is, again, why I love this project so much. Sorry,
I did try to get hold of the Lennox Community Theatre people as well.
How did that go? But
it didn't go so well.
Could we get Brianna to contact the Lennox Theatre people?
We can try. Yeah.
So what are our goals for the city council meeting?
We need to basically launch an appeal to get anybody who has links to Selby. I think we just throw the net as wide as we can and we just go, anyone with links to Selby, we want to hear from you. Make this email address as public as possible. Please, will you email us?
Yes.
Yeah, we need you guys. We need to know about Selby in Canada. We want to know about Selby in Canada.
I mean, brilliant.
We want it to be, we want to know how it came to be. We want to know the history of it. We want to know what's happening there now. We want to try and get a dialogue going between the town councillors, the schools. We want to try and get people talking. That's the plan, isn't it?
I can't wait. Oh, I'm very excited. Are you going to wear the Pittenser outfit for when we appear at the town council? What should I wear?
I mean, last time we were trying not to get we were trying not to be seen as insane, weren't we? Do you remember?
We were.
I just wonder if me pitching up in a Tudor outfit might be.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think this is the look we want to go with for the first meeting with them?
It might be, yeah.
It might be.
Well, dear listener, tune back in to find out what we end up wearing for the city council meeting. If our draft documents were received warmly by Brianna and who's our other contact?
Emma.
Brianna and Emma. This is very exciting. I'm so happy that we did this emergency dispatch.
See you next time. Happy Maundy Thursday.
Oh.